There is a number nobody taught you, not in school, not at your first job, not when you opened your first bank account and thought you were doing something. A number that, once you know it, makes every financial decision you have ever made and every one you will make from here finally make sense. I am Maxine, Rich Auntie Knows, and today we are finding your number. Here's the number right now. Take your annual expenses and multiply by 25. That is your financial independence number, your FI number. The size a portfolio needs to reach before it generates enough in annual returns to cover your life permanently. If you spend $36,000 a year, your FI number is $900,000. If you spend $48,000, it is $1,200,000. If you spend $60,000, it is $1,500,000. Write yours down before we go any further, because everything in this video is about reaching it. The multiplier of 25 comes from something called the 4% rule. Decades of financial research showing that a diversified investment portfolio can sustain a 4% annual withdrawal indefinitely without ever depleting the principal. 4% of $900,000 is $36,000 every year. The base does not shrink. The portfolio generates your expenses and reinvests the rest. That is not a savings account running down. That is a machine running permanently. Now, here's why most people never run this calculation. And it is not because they are bad with money. There is a long tradition in this country of financial institutions offering the appearance of planning while keeping the actual destination vague. Open the account, set up the contribution, something will work out. Nobody gave you the formula. Nobody gave you the target. And without the target, you are not planning. You are hoping. Hoping looks a lot like financial behavior. It is not the same thing. Your mama already knew this, even if she called it something different. Before there were brokerage accounts and fee-based advisors, communities built wealth by pooling what they had, rotating saving circles, money moving quietly through families, property bought in cash when the banks would not extend a loan. The principles are identical to the ones driving your FI number: a defined target, consistent contribution, and protection from every outside hand trying to reach into the pot. The formula existed long before it had a name. Now it does. Use it. Here is the proof in real numbers. In 2026, the Roth IRA contribution limit is $7,500 a year, $625 a month. A 35-year-old who maxes a Roth IRA every year in a low-cost S&P 500 index fund and never increases beyond that single account arrives at 65 with approximately $1,480,000. That projection uses the historical average market return of 10% annually. That $1,480,000 is the FI number for someone spending $59,000 a year before Social Security, before any other account, from one account, maxed consistently for 30 years. The three phases. The journey to your FI number has three phases. Most people are only living the first one, and they do not know the other two exist. Phase one is accumulation, the years of consistent monthly contributions, funding the account, buying the fund, automating the investment before anything else gets to the paycheck. This phase asks the most from you: your consistency, your willingness to increase contributions when income goes up instead of letting a higher salary dissolve into a higher lifestyle. Phase two is momentum. This is when the portfolio balance becomes large enough that its annual returns exceed your annual contributions. When you're putting in $7,500 a year and the portfolio is generating $18,000 in returns, the market is doing more work than you are. You have not stopped contributing, but the base has taken over. You are no longer the engine. You are fuel added to a larger engine already running. Phase three is self-funding. This is what happens at the FI number. The portfolio generates your full annual living expenses without you needing to add anything. Your contributions are no longer required for retirement to happen. They accelerate it. Every additional dollar pushes the date earlier and the final balance higher. But the floor is secured. Retirement is funded by the money already inside the account, not money you have not earned yet. Phase one requires your consistency. Phase two rewards it. Phase three runs permanently, and it is built entirely in phase one, the dial you control. The market return is historical. You cannot change it. The time horizon depends on when you start. You cannot change the past. But the monthly contribution is entirely yours. Here is what different amounts do to the timeline for reaching a $1 million FI number, the target for someone spending $40,000 a year using the historical average return of 10% annually. At $200 a month, you reach $1 million in approximately 40 years. At $400 a month, approximately 31 years. At $625 a month, a maxed Roth IRA in 2026, approximately 27 years. At $1,000 a month, approximately 23 years. At $1,500 a month, approximately 20 years. Every additional $100 per month shaves 12 to 18 months off the timeline. That is compound growth arithmetic, not motivation, which means the raise you're about to let absorb entirely into a bigger apartment and a newer car is not just a lifestyle decision. It is a retirement timeline decision. The difference between reaching your FI number at 57 or 60, there is a structural reality worth naming directly here. Women in this country are investing the same percentages, following the same rules, and still arriving at retirement with less, because the wage gap means the base those percentages come from is smaller. At identical contribution rates, a smaller paycheck produces smaller monthly investments, a slower climb through the invisible phase. More months of the balance not moving fast enough. The math does not have a bias, but the conditions the math runs on have not always been equal. Knowing that is not discouraging. It makes the decision to contribute more every time income rises without exception more deliberate, more yours. The account that protects every dollar. Inside a Roth IRA, contributions go in after tax. From that point forward, every dollar of growth is permanently sheltered. When your portfolio reaches the FI number and you enter the self funding phase, withdrawals are completely tax free. The $40,000 you pull from a $1 million Roth IRA is $40,000 in your hands, not $34,000 after a 15% capital gains rate. That $6,000 difference stays invested, keeps compounding, makes the self funding phase run longer. In 2026, the Roth IRA contribution limit is $7,500 a year. If you are 50 or older, the catch up limit brings that to $8,600. Zero fee index funds inside the Roth IRA, FZROX at Fidelity, charges 0%. VTSAX at Vanguard charges 0.04%. The account has no minimum to open. Fund the Roth IRA first every month. Before the brokerage account, before anything without the same tax protection. Your one action this week. Calculate your FI number right now. Take your monthly expenses, multiply by 12, then multiply by 25. Write that number down. Then open your investment account and look at your current balance. The gap between those two numbers is not a judgment, it is a distance. And now that you know the distance, you can calculate the pace, the monthly contribution that closes it in a timeline that fits your actual life. Share this with someone in your life who is putting money away every month without a target in mind. The friend who thinks retirement planning is too complicated to start. The family member who is waiting until she earns more before she takes it seriously. The person who does not know what enough actually looks like in a number. The number does not care when you find it. Your timeline does. Find it today. I will see you in the next video. Rich Auntie Knows.